Hello punters and welcome to a racing preview and tips ahead of tomorrow. Of course, got Sandown and Warwick Farm racing tomorrow. We're going to be looking at the best bets that I have there for the meeting and also a bit of a preview of it. We've got a couple of nice runners. Hopefully not too many of them get scratched. So we'll roll through it. We're going to start off with Sandown first at the moment. Racing on a good forward. There's a bit of showers about, so we might get into the soft range, but I'm pretty confident we'll be racing on a good forward tomorrow, so we're looking into that. First race is a ripper, 1,200 metres for the 3-year-olds and up. It's a maiden race. For me, it's a bit of a battle between two. I know Hilo's been pretty well supported as well for James Cummings. This horse is first up after finishing that Missile Mantra race at Caulfield, which has had a lot of form come out of it. So, real interesting race to start off with. And but for me, I thought number 8 Triton Rising was going to be pretty hard to beat, but I'm going to lean with number 1 Alberk. This horse, of course, coming out of a race at Moonee Valley, won by Condos Express. That form, of course, been franked. Condos Express came out and won on the weekend. This horse was in some very good races in its 2-year-old season. I thought that first up run was okay. I just think that I could see this horse finding the lead. I was sitting just in behind the lead, and not a lot of speed in the race. So I'd say that this horse will get a really nice race, and Hilo and Triton Rising becoming more likely from the back of the field. So in that case, I would like to bet number 1 Alberk tomorrow. So it's race number 1 Alberk with Damien Oliver in the saddle, currently paying $4. Moving into race number 2, and I did like another one here in this race, and it's from the Danny O'Brien stable. It's number 3 Sure. Look, I've got a lot of time for number 5 Rams, and I thought that was a terrific win last time. Terrific run into third over the 1,000 metres. I did think myself, I've got to back it next time out. But again, similar to first race, there's really not a lot of speed in this one. And I think Sure was really good last time out behind Extreme Bliss at Cranbourne, and it can run a good race once again here. So I'm happy to be that at each way price of $6.50 and $2.10. So it's race number 2, number 3 Sure with Luke Curry in the saddle for Danny O'Brien. Moving into race number 3, and we get to see the return of Bass, who of course had a lot of a massive rap for it last preparation. But for me, I'm happy to go with number 6 Credence here at $3.90. I thought this horse was really good last time out behind Shah Rosso at Flemington. Shah Rosso ran a really good, nice race at Moonee Valley on Saturday, so the form's pretty good there. This horse loves the good conditions. Has never won at the track here from 5 goes, but loves the good track stats, and I really liked what I saw last time out, so I'm happy to back it tomorrow, especially over the further distance. Got a bit of a query on Bass and Baritone, the 2 Howley runners, but for me, from what I've seen so far, number 6 Credence with Dwayne Dunn the saddle looks the one to beat. So $3.90, I think it's a pretty nice bet. Moving to race number 4, and I do have one here as well. It's number 3 Black Bliss at $5.85 to place. I thought it was a pretty good run last time out behind Betty Ray Ruby on the heavy track. Comes back onto the good going, which it much prefers. 5 starts on good track for 3 wins, which of course all 3 of its wins have come on. First up, it was tested in the on a soft track behind Godolphin. So it's been racing some good races, and prior to that, I mean, look, 4 behind Mr. Quickie at Flemington, beat Think I'm Dreaming at Pakenham and Merless by 3.8 lengths. So of course and beat Pinion, who has come out sort of in the back end of winter and run some really good races as well. So I think this horse got a great chance. I think Damien Oliver is a key booking as well. So race number 4, number 3 Black Bliss, I'm happy to be with in race number 4. Look, a bit of a query on the 2 at the bottom, Frazil and Mayosi, but for me, there's not a lot of speed in this race either, similarly to races 1 and 2. And I could see Black Bliss just sitting behind the speed or being perhaps on the speed and be really hard to run down. So I would rather be the one that's on speed, especially when Sandown can often play towards the leaders. So obviously we've got to keep an eye on the track tomorrow, but I'm happy to go with some leaders going into tomorrow. Race number 5, very keen on this horse. Number 5, Jumbo Zaki. It's the bet of the day, and you want to get on now because this horse, once everyone probably establishes that it's running tomorrow, not many do. I mean, I was sort of looking through the form, and I had to blink twice to see that this horse was running this race, but very happy to go with it this time around. Thought it was, I mean, obviously it was extremely well backed and was favourite. Well, it did drift in the end, but it was favourite at Flemington. Its first up run, like I predicted first time around, on the heavy, first up over 1200. It was just caught out a bit when the sprint came on, but stepping out at 1400 metres, gets out to Sandown. Bigger track, comes back around a turn. I think this horse will appreciate it a lot. So I still think $2.10 is a good way to play. And of course, there's a couple of good other ones in the race. Ocean X is a group performer, and Killer Valley was extremely well backed at Flemington before winning at Warrnambool last time out. So, pretty good race. I think that we'll be able to find a bit of form out of that race. Wildwood Jade's not without a chance either. It was a really good run last time out. But for me, number 5, Jumbo Zaki, has to be the one to follow at the $2.10. I'd say get on that as soon as you can, because that price will not last very long, especially leading into tomorrow. Going to skip over race number 6, the 2,500 metre race. Very difficult to find one there. Race number 7, I'm keen to go number 2, Zabo here. This horse returns back to the races after racing in Group 3 company in the autumn, at Group 2 company. Comes back here, first up is pretty good. I much prefers a good track. And for me, it's had one win at the Sandown before, so I think it's be really hard to beat. Look at the speed map here, I'd say that there'll be a bit of tempo in the race with Lady Loft, Feared Eyes, Waltonia, Smitten. Uptown Lily will use the inside barrier, so there'll be a lot of tempo. I think Zabo can come into it nicely and finish over the top of them. So I think it's a really nice price to go about it. A really good horse in Zabo. $6.50 and $2.40 the place. First up over 1,200 metres. Moving on into race number 8. Race number 8, for me, there's nothing that really appealed to me, because I was pretty keen to back Tabby Dance, but it's been scratched after its really good trial. So moving into Warwick Farm, and we're looking at race number 1 over 1,100 metres, and it's pretty open affair early, but I really like number 6, Smart Consort. It's had a bit of money for it, and Hugh Bowman's in the saddle. I really liked its recent trial, and the one prior at Randwick where it beat Cosmic Force, but its recent trial is quite good as well. At a Smart Missile, this 3-year-old colt thing has got a bit of ability. They've saved it for the 3-year-old season, and I think this horse can win nicely under Hugh Bowman at the $3. So it's race number 1, number 6, Smart Consort at the $3. Moving to race number 2 now. This horse has burnt me a couple of times now, but I'm going to give it another chance. It's number 1, Hulk, for the Chris Waller yard. This horse was really well backed first up into $2 and ran as a favourite. It was beaten by Reformist, only by the narrowest of margins. But I'm willing to give it one more chance. It's paying $4.40 and $1.95 to play, so I think it's a pretty good each way play. And I'm happy to be with it on top. Look, got a bit of a query in number 12, Pelurian, with Karen McAvoy in the saddle. Just worried about the wide barrier for it, but last time out was beaten by Matty Rocks, and the trial coming in was pretty nice as well. So got a bit of a query on that run. It's had a bit of support, market support as well, but I'm happy to lean with number 1, Hulk. Sorry, but moving on now into race number 3. So it was race number 2, number 1, Hulk there. Race number 3, look, this horse will be very hard to beat, but it is also quite short, and it's number 7, Erno. I think that it will be on speed, be very hard to beat. A lot of the main runners in this race in the market will be on the speed. But I really love this horse's trial recently. I know it's paying $1.90 here, so maybe look to pop it into a multi of some sort. But this horse, I mean, you look last prep, first 2 wins were excellent. Then it went out at Hawkesbury. It was only beaten by Creator, who's not a bad 2-year-old. But the trials leading have been really good from this horse. So I'm very happy to have it on top. Especially, I know it's $1.90, might be rock bottom odds, especially with number 8 full recognition in the race. But I just think that this horse, Erno, is a bit of a talent with James McDonald in the saddle. I can trust him with the odds-on favourite. So it's race number 3, number 7, Erno on top at the $1.90. Moving into race number 4, and there is another one here in this race, and it's at nice odds as well. And it's number 7, Intrepidatious. Last time out came to line nicely behind Ballistico. It was pretty well back there. I've been with this horse 3 times now. This will be the 3rd. And I mentioned earlier that its early runs at Rose Hill, the 2 runs at Rose Hill were in very high rating races, and finds itself here again in midweek racing. Gets the key jockey change, goes from Lee's Day to James McDonald, so I like that change of rider. $8.50 and $3 a place, thinks a very nice play. So race number 4, number 7, Intrepidatious for John O'Shea. Moving to race number 5 here, and nothing really stood out too much, but I do like the chance of number 12, Lanagira. This horse of course hasn't run since it dominated it in late June in Newcastle, a 900-metre race. Its recent trial is quite good. I think this horse has a lot of ability on these, so it just has to navigate the wide barrier. So I mean, if you have a look at the speed map, I'd say that it'll have to do a lot of work to get across, but this horse got a lot of pace, and if it can get across, it'll prove very hard to beat. So it's race number 5, number 12, Lanagear at the $3. Race number 6, again, there's no one I like here. It's number 5, King Hewitt, Tommy Berry in the saddle for Kim War. Thought that first up run was really good behind Lifetime Quest, and Lifetime Quest, of course, was extremely well back there and was favourite. This horse, moving into this second up, goes up to the mile. I think it will suit a lot better. Drawn to get a nice run. Having a look at the speed map, I'd say that there's a little bit of speed in the race, and it should be sitting not too far behind them. And I think it'd be quite hard to beat at the each way odds of $5.50 and $2. Another one that I am keeping an eye out for is number 11, Kentucky Diva, who's resuming for the Hawks team. This horse will definitely relish getting over further, but I think it's got a bit of ability, and it's of course a 6-year-old mare now, but it's very lightly raced, so they've kept it with a bit of time in mind. So just a bit of a watch first up on that horse. Race number 7, the final race of the card. We'll get a bit of a form reference with Lifetime Quest, with of course King Hewitt going around in the race prior. And but for me, I'm happy to go with a horse here. If I'll just have a quick look at the speed map to let you know what the kind of speed in the race is, and it can make a bit to it. But there's a lot of speed in this, so I'd say there's a lot of these will go forward, and I think it'll set up really nicely for number 6, Duchess of Lennox for Chris Waller, with James McDonald in the saddle. It's at nice odds, so I'm pretty happy to back it tomorrow, and I think that this horse will just get a lot of pace on and be able to come into the race. Of course, this horse is first up. Sorry, just bring it back up. Just lost it for a second there. This is what technology can do to you sometimes. But, sorry. First up over 1,400 metres is perhaps a little bit of a query. I think it'll be a little bit better over further. But I really like the trials. I really like just the one trial coming in at the Gold Coast. Obviously, looking back, I mean, to have form over the 1,800 metres behind Naboo, and then finished behind Winning Ways in the Group 1 there at Doomben. So that was the Guineas. This horse was really well specced around and has a bit of a boom on it. And I think it'll need further. With all the speed in the race, it might be a knockout chance. So I think $8 and $12.70 is a nice way to play. So it's race number 7, number 6, Duchess of Lennox at the $8 and $7.50 the place. So just to rerun through, look, Warwick Farm just quickly. My best bet of the card, I do think that race number 3, no, sorry, no, I'm not going to go with race number 3. I'm going to go with race number 5, number 12, Lanagear. Will be pretty hard to beat at the $3. I think the best each way play was probably race number 4, number 7, Intrepidation at the $8.50 and $3 a place. Going back to Sandown, probably my best bet on the card there, the best bet of the whole day, is race number 5, number 5, Jumbo Zaki at the $2.10. An each way play for that meeting. Just looking through here, I would like to go with race number 7, number 2, Zalbo at the $6.50 and $12.40 the place. So good luck if you're looking to have a play tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to build a bank ahead of Saturday's race, and we've got some terrific races coming up. We're really getting into that the business end and getting into spring, so we're really looking forward to it. So good luck if you follow tomorrow, and happy punting.